So we'll go ahead and give the YouTube countdown another minute, as it says. So just in case. And if we're getting any pre-show roll, that's even great. Just as long as we don't say any dumb stuff right now, which could potentially go on out. But it's fine. People make mistakes.
You're asking a lot.
I know. Ask like, oh, by the way, I like the goatee. You almost got the whole thing going on there. Perfect. We're live.
Yeah. Ooh, I got the commercial up right now.
There you go. All right. Looks like we are live. Welcome to SMA Live show number 3. My partner and Thunder Buddy, as always, Jamie Cravens.
Hey, hopefully I can be heard this time. But I tell you what, Mallory, I've been so impressed with your beard and goatee lately. I thought I'd give it a shot here.
I like that. That's good. Can you learn? Can you grow it gray?
Yeah, my biggest concern is I might get confused as a hipster, but I'll give it a shot. We'll see how it works out.
I have a feeling it's going to work out either way. Just don't grow it gray like I do. That's that's the part that sucks. So welcome everybody.
I keep plucking those out.
Oh yeah, dude. Trust me, I'm going to have to cut the whole thing off. So welcome everybody to SMA Live. We are live for show number 3 this week. We're going to begin the show talking about, if you were paying attention, Sage Northcutt fought this weekend on UFC on Fox. Unfortunately, he didn't win, but I believe that it's something he can learn from. So, big deal. All the pressure of being undefeated is off his shoulders. The kid's 19. He was 10-0 in MMA. He's coming up as a prodigy. But what I'm actually surprised at, and I know, Jamie, you said you didn't get a chance to see the fight, but the amount of internet hate that came with Dana, your boy lost, and look at that. I knew he was this, I knew he was that. He got submitted in the second round, and that's that.
Yeah, he's too much of a nice boy, too much of the pretty boy, and I think a lot of people hate on that. But he's got talent, he's got skill, and he works his butt off. So I expect to see a lot more from him in the future. Yeah,
Sage is going to come back, and he's going to be training with TriStar MMA up in Canada full time now, and that's probably the best place for him to be. Actually, he's going to be working with the man just over your right or left shoulder, depending on how my mirror is, GSP. He'll be working up with those guys, and he's in the best place he could be in. Trust me, Sage is going to be back. You're going to look at this in about a year later and say, hey, learned a lot of new things. Plus the fact that also what I found out in the interview today, the kid's been sick. He's had strep throat for the past 2.5 weeks and had to actually go to the ER during fight week. And he had to not only get prescribed antibiotics, but he has to go and make sure the antibiotics that he gets prescribed fit within the drug regulations that are for the UFC. So that's a big pain in itself,
Yeah, he's got a big heart. He wants to fight no matter what. So he's just got that fighter's mentality. Maybe with age, he'll learn that, hey, I got to maybe not take that fight if I got strep throat the week before. So
that's absolutely true. And he did say he didn't want to let everybody down. It was a big fight, but he's going to be great. We're definitely going to do a show soon, kind of like beyond sports karate. Maybe talk to some guys like Raymond, Ross, and actually you yourself have some experience because you've done a full contact match. What's different about that? Besides, I know you hated life on the weight cut. What would you say is different about that? First of all, going from tournament to full contact.
Yeah, there's that whole hangry experience going on, which is pretty brutal. But one of the big differences is that the conditioning is really stepped up a whole nother level. You're used to getting breaks all the time in sport karate and point fighting where you can adjust your pads and do all this kind of stuff. Well, when you're in the ring for 2.5 minutes, you don't got time to take a timeout or anything like that. So the conditioning level is stepped up. And besides that, it seems like a little less of your athleticism you can count on and more of your conditioning and just getting inside and striking and whatnot. So, but that's the nice thing about karate guys. We get to see that, that distance fighting, that athleticism, particularly when you see like Raymond Daniels fight in the Glory, you get to see all those, spin back kicks and whatnot. It's just exciting to watch.
Oh, absolutely. And those guys look like they've never seen it before. And to quote, I think it was one of the Diaz brothers said, "Oh, we're doing spinning bleep now." And if it works, and you get knocked out by it, then it works. It's a technique in martial arts, and it has its purpose. So
yeah, and a lot of those guys aren't used to guys fighting from about a foot further away than what they're used to. They're used to everything inside. So we have a huge advantage from outside that range. So for a lot of us, it's learning how to fight on the inside, and that takes a lot of time. But it's nice to have the element of surprise from a distance further away than they're used to.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to work our way to our co-hosts right now. I'm going to put you up real quick so we can dial into Mr. Nick Cain. Gotta try to get him on the. That's interesting. It's still going to show. You know what? I'm going to have to put it directly on me, so you guys are going to have to look at my ugly mug while I dial this number out so I don't give Nick's number out to the entire world. All right, let's see here. There it is right there. And Nick should be waiting for us to take this call. And 138.
Smack.
Here it is. Nice loud ring.
Hello?
Mr. Nick Cain.
How are you?
How you doing, Nick? You are on with myself and Jamie on SMA Live. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, what's going on tonight?
Good to meet you, man.
And you're in Buffalo, but I know you're in New York. Are you in Buffalo proper? Or are you somewhere near
Yeah,
there?
I'm in Buffalo.
All right. What's the temperature in Buffalo right now?
It's not too bad. It was low 40s, high 30s earlier.
Mm-hmm. I know both Jamie and I attended SMAC last year, and we were actually giving a bunch of crap to Emily and Nick because they were over at the Irish Open, and it was actually warmer in Ireland than it was in Buffalo. So we were giving them the blues, sending them temperature, and sending them pictures of all the ice there and everything. But it was a great town to visit. I had never been to Buffalo before. We got a chance, both Jamie and I got a chance to go to the falls. It was kind of romantic.
Yeah, they had a nice little waterfall there that we got to share that moment with. So I'll always remember that.
It was great. It was great to see the falls all iced up too, and we could actually hear the ice breaking, which it sounds like gunshots, and then see a big chunk of ice fall off and come on down there. So I think we're supposed to cover again this year. So both Jamie and I are looking forward to coming on out there and going to SMAC again. But there have been a number of changes this year. By the way, the tournament is on March 4th and 5th of 2016 up in lovely, warm Buffalo, New York. Nick, you want to tell us some of the changes we got this year for SMAC from last year?
Sure. Well, we're an independent event this year, so we don't have to run as many rules and stuff. So we actually, one of the big changes is we expanded our division. We're splitting the extreme and creative. So all the flips and all that will be split up from the creative division. Also this year, we are doing equal women and men's prize money. So we're going to do the men's for $1,000 and then the women's for $1,000. We added kind of a different team fighting, similar to the Kumite Classic. We're doing the 3-man, 1-woman teams, and we upped that prize money to $800. So we're excited about doing that.
That's a huge step up. One, kudos to you guys to doing the equality for both men and women, giving out the same prize money. But also, more importantly, if I remember right, you guys are having there's no entry for is it men's teams fight that there's no entry fee for?
Yes. So there's no entry fee for team fighting. So as long as the fighters are doing individual events, then there will be no entry fee for the team fighting.
That's a huge plus because I can definitely relate to getting to an event and you have one guy and you see another guy and like, hey, you know what? If we find another guy, we can team fight, and you got to scramble around trying to find a third. And this is going to make it even better. If you're coming there to fight anyway, you're going to see. Hey, we're already here. Let's go ahead and jump in. Everybody's going to fight. Let's jump in and try to win some more money and, make some stuff happen.
Exactly.
Now, Nick, one of the things I do have to apologize to, the only picture I have that I could put up for you that's broadcasted right now, it has your old team name, the RTL shirt you have on it. I don't have one on your new team, which is straight up. And, I definitely want to talk about that. How do you like the change in teams so far?
Well, we did. Our first event was AKA, and I love the changes so far. It was really great for me. I mean, I've only really been on my parents' team, and then I was on Victory for a short while before creating R2L. So it's kind of my first time out, not on my parents' team, and kind of doing my own thing as an adult. So I've enjoyed it so far. It's going to be a good year for us. Did you get any?
I know with it being your parents' team, was it kind of like, hey, guys, we need to sit down and talk moment, or was it, hey, this is what I'm going to do? It's, and how did that go over?
Well, it was kind of a sit down, let's talk thing, and my parents told me that they think it was a great opportunity for me, and that kind of helped me expand as a competitor, and go to more tournaments, and kind of just broaden my horizons. So they were really happy that I was able to get the opportunity to be straight up, and I thank Mr. G for taking me on. And it's been great so far.
Mm-hmm. Joey G is a great guy to have as not only a sponsor but a coach. He's got a ton of knowledge that he can help you with. He's got a lot of sway out there too, which is good. Having a guy like that in your corner is going to be, it's only going to benefit you guys. I've seen that you got a young team that you demonstrated at AKAs. You guys look good out there. A couple of guys I hadn't seen before. They went out there and made some noise. So I think it's a great place to be. It's a great opportunity. I'm glad, having that whole, hey, I'd like to switch teams or switch schools. It's always an uncomfortable situation, and I'm glad that it was kind of easy for you to do in this case.
Not only that, but Mr. G's got one of the most recognizable voices in the tournament scene. So I hear that guy everywhere I am, and I love it.
That is absolutely true. If you say you can't hear Joey G when he's yelling at you, you got an ear problem, because that guy's got some pipes, man. He's gonna yell out there. The only thing that may be bad about that, if he's telling you like, I want you to throw the sidekick, then your opponent definitely heard it too. So you maybe you can come up with some fake signals. If he says sidekick, he actually means blitz or something. I don't know. He's probably got a bag of tricks that he can he can actually tell you out there for you. So we have a great video that's going on from SMAC from last year, and it was a great run tournament. With it being independent this year, I noticed there are a few other promoters. Kumite is one that is going independent. I think Mr. Lovelace is also doing his as well. It kind of frees you up with a few things that you don't have to conform to a specific format. So it's definitely something to have some fun with. And, I'm looking forward to covering again this year. Both Jamie and I enjoyed the casino afterwards, which is great. It's right down the street.
Hey, we wanted the tournament, or actually I didn't, but we ended up winning a little bit of the casino, so I didn't make up for
it. This is true. I did see him lay down a $140 bet on the roulette table, and he won. And that just capped the night off. That was great. So
I didn't take your advice and bet black. I actually went red. So
you know what?
Pulled it out.
Wesley Snipes, it worked for Wesley Snipes. Always bet on black, and I'm glad you didn't, because you came out the richer man for it. Well, Nick, we're going to go ahead and get to our second guest, which is going to be Mr. Jackson Rudolph. But is there anything else you want to leave us with? Once again, we'll mention SMAC on the 4th and 5th of March this year coming up in wonderful Buffalo, New York. Independent tournament, giving out lots of prize money, even prize money for the men and women. Is there any other departing knowledge you want to bestow on us?
The last thing I want to say is that don't forget we forgot that we get the junior hoverboard, so we have that for all our junior competitors. We didn't leave them out. We know the adults have money, but we're also doing that for the juniors. That
is absolutely right. I forgot about that. Juniors, they're giving out one of these cool hoverboards. Everybody seems to have one. There's a great video of Mike Tyson riding one for about 2 seconds. It's out there. Definitely look it up. But it looks like a neat toy. That was a high request at Christmas, at least in my household. So that's going to be pretty cool. Definitely let us get a picture of that thing or the brand that you're going to get, so we can put that up when we promote the tournament, because that's an exciting gift that everybody seems to want one.
Mallory, I'd also throw this out. Don't forget to bring your passport if you want to do a little sightseeing. The Canadian side's got a lot of good stuff to see as well.
That's a good tip. I think I had mine in the car, and you had left yours, so we couldn't run across to Canada across the bridge. But that's an excellent tip. So bring your passport, bring your A game. And probably bring a heavy coat, because it's going to be a little bit chilly in Buffalo, New York, but we will be there. It's an SMA-covered event. Nick, thanks for being on the show with us. We look forward to coming up there and seeing you guys in about a month. Thanks very much, and we look forward to seeing even more success with you on Straight Up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. We'll see you in a month.
All right, Nick. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
There he is, Nick Cain, promoting the tournament for us. Let me go ahead and prep Mr. Jackson Rudolph. Jamie, how was the weather out in California? I know you're just coming on out from there.
Well, I took a trip out to Phoenix. It was, 70, 80 degrees. Now we're in the midst of Snowmageddon 2016 in the Minneapolis, and everyone's bunkering down like it's Y2K.
That's right.
So
It's
we're used to it, though. We got maybe a foot coming or so, but we got the plows already running around.
and you guys, I forgot you. It's a blizzard that's going on right now, right?
I'm looking out the window right now, and it keeps coming down. I'm a little disappointed, but it's tough to come from desert to a big snowstorm. I tell you what, I did stop at some nice parks and got to go inside some T-Rexes, doing some sightseeing. So I can't remember what the city was, but it was Mr. Rex's dinosaur park, where they shot one of the scenes for Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So I recognized it immediately, and I was pretty pumped to get inside that thing.
I remember that from was Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Yeah.
I remember that. That's an old classic for you young guys out there. Don't Google Paul Rudd. Not Paul Rudd. Don't Google his real name because you might see some other stuff. But go watch the movie. It was classic fun. All right, we're going to go ahead and try to get Mr. Jackson Rudolph on the line real quick, and I'm going to have to switch back to my ugly mug while I dial his number so we don't give it out to the masses that don't have it. And Mr. Rudolph, who turned 18 yesterday. Do you remember being 18, Jamie?
Oh, my God. I can't recall. Was that high school? Yeah, that must have been.
For some people, high school.
Not too much, man. That was a long time ago. That was probably at least, 6-7 years ago, Mallory?
At the most, maybe 3,
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here.
I can tell you one thing. I wasn't nearly as talented as Jackson was when I was
Oh,
18.
he's Uber. He's got to be so popular.
Yeah.
Hello?
Mr. Rudolph, how are you, sir?
Doing all right. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Welcome to SMA Live. I've got my buddy Jamie on the line with me as well.
Hey, thanks for being on.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure. Happy to be here.
And we got to start it off, Jackson, with a happy 18th birthday. Welcome to adulthood. Your life will never be the same.
Thank you very much. It's definitely exciting.
What did you do for your birthday? Do anything special?
No, nothing really. I stayed home for once. I was with my family. Normally my birthday falls on the same weekend as AK Warrior Cup. So it was nice this year to have a chance to be at home with my family and just enjoy our time together before I have to go off to school. So it was nothing too extravagant, but it was a good time.
Now, are you in college now? Are you preparing to leave, or what's the deal? I don't know how your age fell for. I was.
This is my senior year in high school. I've been recently accepted into Stanford University. Nice. I'm applying to some other schools as well, trying to get some scholarship stuff worked out, and I'll be going to college wherever it may be this fall.
Did I hear you correctly? You wanted to study to be a neurosurgeon?
Yes, that's been one of my dreams for a long time. I've always had an interest in the field, and ultimately that's what I want to get into. Of course, never going to give sport karate a back seat, but ultimately, when I'm 40 and can't throw a bow anymore, that's where I want to see myself.
Neurosurgeon, that's pretty impressive, man. I know we've got it's Ross who's doing physical therapy. A lot of guys that do things physical want to go into the health industry, which is good, but man, neurosurgeon, that's a pretty big step. What's the requirement? I'm guessing got a lot of good math, lots of science. What do you know about that field?
Well, the main reason that I have interest in it is actually because of my paternal grandfather. He's had 11 strokes and he suffers from dementia. And it all started when I was very young, so I didn't quite understand everything that was going on. And that's what sparked my curiosity and, how his body wasn't changing, but somehow he was still a different person. And getting to, delve deeper into that, as I get older and as I get more knowledgeable is something that I'm very interested in. I'm actually doing a senior capstone project this year, which is just it's a program that my school does to give seniors a chance to get some extra credits before going to college. And you pick a field that you want to study, and you study it, and you present a presentation on it. And I did mine on researching ALS and the efforts to find a cure for that, which was inspired by my teammate Kevin Thompson and his ailment.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's there's several inspirations for me that want to get me into that field, and it's always something I've been interested in.
That's a very impressive goal, and also, as you mentioned, for me, when I first started competing, I was watching KA and being absolutely amazed at the competitor that he was, that he did all aspects of, forms, weapons, and the guy fought. And now, just if you've ever shaken hands with a man, I mean, he just absolutely, the handshake from KA was like holding on to a lightning bolt. I did have the pleasure of actually getting a chance to fight him one time in Jersey. And I can tell you, man, I was so nervous the entire time. It was a tournament we had a break from, and I had won. And I was a little bit worried. There was a guy from Metro that I was going to fight. And actually, I beat him easily. And I look up, and KA is my next appointment going for Grands. And, man, I was so nervous. My knees, I swear to you, my knees were knocking. And he beat me, and he comes up right after that. He was like, "You held back on me because of my name." And I was like, "Sir, you're who you are." And he says, I'm just like you, man. He says, I was worried that you were going to come out here and beat the brakes off me. And the guy's so humble, and, I applaud you for wanting to go in that field and to help not only him but other people like that with their ailment, and also your grandfather. That's absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. Actually, you bring up a great point. I grew up in the sport watching Kevin as well, because his last few years before retirement was when I was first coming up. And one of the things that impressed me most was not just his athletic ability, but how humble he was. I remember after he was diagnosed at the Ocean States, I won the finals there last year, actually, and dedicated my performance to him, and gave him my trophy after I had won, just as a token of appreciation to all the inspiration that he gave me. And the coolest thing about it was that, he didn't just take it and say thank you. He gave me a hug. He told me to keep pushing. And he had me sign the trophy for him. And he says that he keeps it on his mantle. And, for me, when he asked me to sign it, I looked at him and I was like, "You know who you are? You're the Michael Jordan of Northcutt. You're asking me to sign to sign this trophy?" And but no, it's incredible not only how great he was at what he did, but the amount of humility that he did it with. And it's really inspiring to not just me, but really should be to anybody that does this sport.
That's absolutely true. Jamie, you didn't get a chance to cross paths with Kevin, did you? I know it was kind of at the tail of his career.
I never got to fight him, but I'll tell you what, I remember seeing him at all the tournaments, and he showed up and he fought, and he did forms, and the intensity with which he did it was always impressive and something to admire.
That is absolutely true. Jackson, what I'm going to do, we're going to try this experiment real quick. We're going to see if we can get some phone calls in. I don't know how many, it says a few people are watching, so we'll just go ahead and pick it up there. Let me go ahead and show the old number, if need be, if anybody wants to call in. The number to actually call into the show is 1-857-216-4192, and the PIN is 6204. And I'm going to go ahead and leave that on the screen right now while we can continue to talk to you. We'll see if we get somebody to call in line. Maybe they want to ask you a question or two. One question I do have for you is, when you got the call to be on the John Paul Mitchell team, can you share that with us? What was it like? When did you hear? How did it go down? What was that moment like?
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. I remember to this day. It was Friday, July 13th, 2012, and it was special because the beginning of that season. They had made some additions in the off season. I didn't think, because that was the 25th anniversary season of the team, and that was the season I really wanted to get my shot at being on the team. And I didn't think I was going to get it. And it was the morning before U.S. Open. That Friday morning, I received a call from my coach and the head forms and weapons coach of Paul Mitchell, Lauren Carney. I had just gotten out of the shower. I was about to go down and compete. And I got on the phone, and she told me to come to her room and grab a uniform. They just got out of a meeting, and that they wanted me to change colors for competition that night. And, here I am, in tears, saying, yes, thank you, sprinting to the room, trying to get all my new gear. And there's nothing more nerve-wracking than going from just another kid with a dream to representing the largest brand in all of sport karate in under half an hour. I barely had time to warm up from the time that I went and got the uniforms, went to the event, and it was time for me to step in the ring. So in that regard, it relieved a little bit of nervousness that could have built up because I just had to step in and do it. But just the craziness and the dream-like situation that I was in when I got the call, and then the ability to represent that weekend. And actually 2012 was when I won my third straight out of 4 consecutive U.S. Open titles. And, just being able to represent such a prestigious organization is, it's truly special, and I couldn't have wished it to happen any other way.
I'm actually impressed. You remember the date and time. That is, you're taking me right there with it, and just to hear, it's just like it's just happening before your eyes. You remember it just like it just happened yesterday. One of the things that I know some people have when they get on teams is sometimes they go through a little bit of a slump because, you go through I don't want to let the team down, and kind of you put undue pressure on yourself. But, it looks like you just stepped into that role and you never look back, man. You just, it's just another, it's a huge name to have on a uniform, but it's just like it was another day to you.
Yes, sir, and it's. I think that's a testament to a little bit of my competitive mentality. Where most people will get nervous in high pressure situations. That's the situation that I tend to welcome. It's normally when there's no pressure that I mess something up. I've already got to win in the division and I've locked up being in the Grands. I'll go into the division knowing that it really doesn't matter and do something stupid. But for me, knock on wood, but for me it seems like I'm usually able to thrive in the highest pressure scenarios, and I welcome the challenge. It's something that I've always enjoyed. I like that element of competition, of being able to overcome adversity. And, for me, it was something that I had dreamed of, but at the same time expected my whole career. Even when I wasn't very good, I just felt like there was one day that it would happen. And, I think it was that mental preparedness that allowed me to step into the ring and be able to help the team on the first day. And, it's really been kind of crazy. I was thinking, just a few days ago, 4 short years ago, I was, just getting the call to be on the team, and now I'm the longest tenured Forms and Weapons member that's active. And, it's just truly special to look back on the past 4 years and the memories that I've made with the team and the accomplishments that I've been able to accomplish for this team. Again, it's just truly special.
Jackson, let me ask you this. I tell you what, I think it was about a year ago, and I was tuning into one of my favorite TV shows, which is Sports Nation, and sure enough, I think I saw Caitlin and Jackson Rudolph on there. How did that come about?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was an awesome experience. I got a phone call telling me that I was going to get the opportunity, and it was actually right after the Paul Mitchell partnership with Century had been signed. And so Paul Mitchell didn't have any of the gear yet, but Caitlin and I couldn't go on the show with other sponsors on our uniform. And so we were actually rushed some Century uniforms with Paul Mitchell print on them, which I was actually ecstatic about, because the classic John Valera logo on the lapel actually on these uniforms, and I found that really cool. But anyway, we got the uniforms. Flew out to LA, and I found out that the studio, Sports Nation and Sports Center, is actually connected to Staples Center, where the Lakers and the Clippers play, which I never knew. So that was really awesome. The crew was awesome. Marcellus Wiley even took, a couple of my instructional DVDs. Michelle, Max Kellerman, they were awesome, fun people. And me being a fan, they gave me an opportunity to teach Michelle how to baseball swing Tom Brady.
There you go.
That was awesome. It was a cardboard cutout, but it was an awesome experience getting to be around, high-profile sports names like that. It was a very cool experience.
That was. Well,
I truly appreciate that little smackdown with Tom Brady. So.
Oh well,
thank you much for that.
Man, I do remember that show. That was pretty good. And hey, quick mention of a note. My first black belt tournament I was an adult, obviously, but it was against John Valera down here in Fairfax, Virginia. I remember John hook kicked me in the back of the head. It felt like a lightning bolt went through my spine. That guy could fight too, man. If you guys didn't know, John Valera will throw down, man. He's out making movies and carrying his baby girl around the world now. But that dude was a scrapper as well. Another guy from around this area that's out doing good things in Hollywood, which begs the question. We're going to give you this last question. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. You had some experience with Hollywood with the sports show, but if someone comes to call and say, "Hey Jackson, we got this role perfect for you. We've got a show coming up. Would you be interested in performing for film or commercial or TV shows? Is that a goal of yours?"
Yes, sir. Oh, absolutely. It's it's something that I never really thought of going out and moving to LA and pursuing it that way. But I've always been of the mentality that if an opportunity does come my way through my martial arts exposure or through a medium like that, I would love the opportunity. I love being to entertain and perform for people. And, I've always dreamed about being in the action movies and stuff like that. So whether it's, acting or stunts, it would be an awesome opportunity. I've done some other stuff before. I've done some Sunny D commercials. I've done some print jobs. I've done some stunt work for some smaller films, some stunt choreography, a little bit of acting here and there. So I've got some experience in it. Done some things out in LA, done some things down in Nashville. So yeah, I've got some experience in it. And I really do enjoy it, and I would absolutely jump on it if I could get a big break, big opportunity like that.
Well, I can remember last year in Vegas at the Vegas show during the UFC Fan Appreciation Week. People were just mesmerized by your bow form. They were absolutely enthralled with how fast you were moving it and how it was one of our most popular videos on the site. So I'd say you're well on your way. We definitely appreciate you joining the show tonight, and we're going to go ahead and let you go and then go ahead and bring this edition of SMA Live to a close. Any parting words you want to send us off with, Mr. Rudolph? Anything you got coming up that you want to promote or the next tournament you're going to be in?
Oh, absolutely. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. Training hard for the Compete Nationals coming up, then the Irish Open after that. Really looking forward to the Team Paul Mitchell Experience Seminar that we're going to be running at the Irish Open. That's going to be awesome. So yeah, we're really looking forward to the upcoming events. Taking on the adult division, it's something I've been waiting for a long time, and it's awesome to compete with those guys now and be able to go for some prize money. It's all around just an awesome experience. Looking forward to this season, and once again, thank you guys for having me.
Thanks very much, Jackson. I appreciate it. You've been great to work with, and I look forward to seeing more awesome performances out there. We'll see you out there in the circuit.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, Jamie, that was
call
easy.
Right there, Mallory. I mean, how can you not like somebody named after America's favorite pop star and America's favorite reindeer?
I mean, come on.
What an honor to have on there, though.
Jackson Rudolph. It's like the name was, just given to him. It's perfect. So,
yeah.
Well, I think we've got this. This show is pretty good. We had two great guests. Once again, mentioning Smack Internationals, March 4th and 5th in 2016 in wonderful Buffalo, New York. We're going to go ahead and put up a promo of our media partners. Don't forget Point Fighter Radio this Sunday with the fabulous Alex Reyes. And don't forget to start by the Martial Arts Network. Definitely watch that Johnny Tension interview that he has going on. You got to do that whip again because I had the screen split.
Yeah. I thought I saw Kodak on there.
There he is. Oh, you know what? You do see Kodak in the whip on there. So,
yeah.
Once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We're going to see if we get some. How about we get some fighters on next week?
Hey, it's my wheelhouse. You know that.
That is our wheelhouse. And I think, you know what? There are two spectacular people that have shown interest in getting on the show. Both of them with the last name of Plowden that are pretty good at that punching and kicking stuff. So I'm going to work on that this week. Try to get those Plowden offspring on next week. And we will see you soon for